Let me share a story of a person's 3 decades of professional journey and the role perception and reputation played in helping and hindering his career growth. We hired a very bright and skilled person to lead a newly formed team to deliver a product based on new technology. He came highly recommended, he was confident, and within no time we were convinced that we did a very good job of hiring him. His grasp on project technology and execution was so good that he started earning respect within the organization. As team started to grow, we could hear some murmuring from his team. He later on clarified that he handles low performers quite firmly, and that is why sometimes these murmuring came. He made an initial release to the customer and it was of very high quality and customer loved it. A few bugs which were reported, he acted very swiftly and the customer satisfaction rating was quite high. Slowly, the team started to expand further and here we could started to find chinks in his management style because at times I also have to intervene to resolve people management issues. Feedbacks were given to him, but a perception started to getting formed that he is inflexible, self-centered, rough, and worse. Despite working for years, he has not developed any empathy-based relationship with any person. Instead, all of his interactions are quite transactional. We started to have second thoughts whether we should give him more responsibility, whether we should expand his team further. Around the same time, market forces forced us to make significant changes in the product in order to remain competitive. And here we could notice that he started vacillating, not taking a decision which way to go because he's always weighing pros and cons. And a perception started to build further that whenever there is any complex system or wherever there is a significant risk is involved, he is not up to the mark. A beautiful career which was built based on reputation in the first decade started to getting marred by the perception in the second decade. Slowly, this perception started to become solidified and it started to become reputation. And in the third decade of career, where he wanted to be in a senior leadership role, managing large team across geography, he was sidelined, capped at a middle management position, became an individual contributor, and eventually he quitted the company. In corporate world, perception and reputation play a major role in building your career. You might be using these words interchangeably, but actually they are two different words, but they are interconnected. A perception is something which is much more instant. It depends upon your interaction with the other person. It depends upon your behavior, your communication style, and the way you are interacting with the other. It takes few months to a year to form a perception, where reputation is something which is very long term and it takes years to build a reputation. But reputation is something which is a collective impression about the person based on the person's consistent behavior and achievement, where perception could be restricted to your work life. But a reputation has no boundary. It could be the same at your work and it could also be same in your life. Let me share a very interesting story about how reputation travel from work to life. After 3 decades of career, I quitted my job and I wanted to experiment some of my hobbies like acting in Bollywood. For that, people suggested to me that I need to have a photo portfolio. And for that, I hired a reputed photographer to take some photo shoots of mine. He took few photos and then he posted it on the Facebook and he tagged me. To my surprise, I saw one comment where a person said, "Hey, this is Utkarsh sir. Long back, as a part of a team, I came to audit his company and all his accounts are very clean and he's a very honest person." This is how reputation travels. So let me ask two questions. Do you know how others perceive you? Why don't you write 2 or 3 sentences about what do you think others perceive you from your behavior and from your domain skill perspective? Then the second question is, what reputation do you want to build? Why don't you write 2 or 3 lines about the reputation which you want to build for yourself? And you will find a gap between the perception and the reputation which you have written for yourself. So watch my video until the end, where I'm going to share what factors impact one's reputation and one's perception, and how you can align both of them for your career success, how you are going to bridge the gap between the two. And if you have not already liked, shared and subscribed to my channel, which is having more than 150 videos, then you please do it. Also watch my other video, Silent Career Killer, X equal to X plus 1 syndrome. And also I have released my custom chat GPT named Utkarsh Rai, Career and Leadership Tips All Levels, where you can interact with me as my digital avatar in order to resolve any work related challenges. So let's first look into it. 4 factors which impact your perception. First factor is first impression. Whenever you are meeting someone, you need to be punctual, you need to be dressed properly, and you need to know the subject or the topic for which you are going to meet the other person. Second factor is communication style. You need to be clear, concise and confident in your communication. You need to be active listener, and also you need to be respectful in communicating with others. Third factor is body language. Whenever you are meeting someone, it is not just that your words, what you are communicating, but they will observe your body language, your facial expression, your energy shift, and what you are actually meaning is what you actually think about it or not. That is what the body language communicates. Fourth factor is consistency. They want to see a consistent pattern. They want to see a dependency. They want to see a trust that whenever they interact with you, the way you respond, the way you deal with it, the way you answer some of the queries, that is what the consistency they look forward. And for reputation, there are 4 factors which impact reputation. First factor is track record. They want to see your list of achievements. They want to see your list of projects, the way you have done it. They want to see the list of challenges which you have handled it and how you handled it. So the track record is very important for the reputation. Second factor is building relationship. They want to see you building and managing a network of relationships, and they also want to see that whether it is empathy based one or it is just transactional, that whenever you want to use something, you approach a person, and when the work is over, it is over. That is not the way a reputation is being built. So building relationship is one of the other factor which impacts the reputation. Third factor, which is very important, is ethical conduct. They want to see how ethical you are, how honest you are, how transparent you are. Even if you think it's just a shortcut, but people watch it and they watch and they wait. If it is just an aberration because of the lack of judgment or because of the circumstances, they will not mind it. But if it is a consistent pattern, then a reputation will be formed accordingly. And fourth factor about the reputation is endorsement. People want to see that are you getting recommended? Are you getting endorsed by others for a particular work, for a particular challenge, for a particular assignment, for a particular activity? So these are the 4 things which matters for your reputation. So in order to maximize your career growth, you need to align perception and reputation. And here are 5 strategies which you need to adopt. The person in my story failed in 2 out of these 5 strategies. First factor is self-awareness. You need to take feedback quite seriously and act upon it. You need to be self-aware how others perceive you. And if you think there is any deviation between how others perceive you and how you want to be, then you have to take corrective action. Second is professional development. You need to keep learning. You need to keep upgrading yourself. You need to keep upskilling yourself. You need to go with the trend of the time so that people should feel that you are still relevant, so that people will feel that you are a lifelong learner, and that will help in aligning perception and reputation for your career growth. Third strategy is consistency in behavior. You need to be consistent in your behavior, in your interaction with others, so that people can see you much more dependable, they can trust you, and they can say that yes, this person is a non-political person, or this person is always having the interest of the team or the company first rather than he himself first. Even if there are at times in the meetings, at times there are heated exchange, at times in some situations your behavior might not be up to the mark, and it is okay. Everybody is a human being, and that is not going to impact your reputation because it is one-off cases. So it is better that you should be cognizant about a consistent behavior, a behavior based on your values and beliefs, which is going to help you to build a great reputation. Fourth strategy is ethical standard. You need to set a very high ethical standard. If you can see any person's reputation, it is always built on ethical standard. That is the fundamental of it. So you need to operate on it. You need to practice what you preach on it, and that is going to help you in attaining a higher career growth. And the last strategy, fifth strategy, is effective communication. Who you are, you need to communicate. What you bring on the table, you need to communicate. What you stand for, you need to communicate. And effective communication is important, and it is even much more important during difficult time, during tough decision making. This is where you stand. It could be right, it could be wrong, but they want to see you taking a stand. They don't want to see you doing any wishy-washy or being in vacillation or trying to hide behind someone, because this is how a good reputation is being built, that you are the person who stand for this and you are the person who can take decision. So professionals, you have seen how reputation and perception can help and hinder one's career, and what are the factors which impact it, and what are the 5 strategies through which you can align both of them in order to gain maximum career growth. I hope you like this video. Do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.